Self-checkout mystery. Every time I go grocery shopping with my dad, he never helps me out. He always insists we go to self-checkout even with a cartload, and I bag it all. Every single time he loudly announces he's paying to workers, so I have to do all the scanning and bagging. After this he then proceeds to sit or lay in the most inconvenient place and play Candy Crush on his phone. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad doing this, but he always announces it in an humiliating way and I always get embarrassed. This always makes me feel shitty, but I've found a way to combat that feeling. I place an expensive item in that he wouldn't approve of, such as makeup or over-the-top skincare. Getting away with this for years is the only thing that keeps me shopping with him. Sometimes he sees the total and asks how it's so high, so I just act dumb and he's too lazy to check. Today the cart was $185 for half a cart and definitely made me feel better after getting humiliated. I can't talk to him, so this is how I get back at him. I am a father, so I don't say this lightly, but your dad sounds like an asshole, and shit like this is reason people like him wonder why their children don't visit them in the facility or whatever in their final years. Years ago I had a cashier announce to everybody in the vicinity that I was using food stamps. He complained loudly about lazy, unemployed single moms being a drain on society. I wasn't single or unemployed. Lol. I complained to management in a review online. And I knew the DM for the store I worked for, the same company at a different location, so I complained to him too. I heard through the grapevine that he was fired. I was never ashamed to use food stamps, but it pissed me off royally. Good job. Yeah. If he ain't checking and is gonna give you shit, then yeah. He's playing a stupid game and winning the stupid prize of inflated shopping totals, lol. I support this entirely. Good job. Haha, good for you. Learn to look around and roll your eyes when he says it. Others will just think he is an ass. You eventually will someday need to go to the bathroom in the last hour. Just when no one besides your dad can do the checkout. Just saying. I'm trying to picture where a person would sit or lay in a self-checkout line. The revenge is hilarious. Enjoy your pricey moisturizer. Don't forget to accidentally set his expensive items off to the side so that you forget to scan them. This is what we call an asshole tax. You should feel proud for discovering it on your own. It's kind of a rite of passage within the customer service labor industry to be able to apply it to an asshole worthy enough. I'm curious, how old are you? Well, honest wages I backquote D say. You work for it, he pays for it. Well done. What's going to happen when you go to college and are living on your own? Who's he going to get to bag his groceries for him? Your petty revenge is perfect. The expensive makeup skincare you get can be considered your wages for putting up with his bullshit. Why not? Should you try slipping in some jewelry? How does he lay and play games on his phone at self-checkout? I just imagine a fully grown adult man laying on the ground. Or sitting up against the self-checkout aisle and playing video games on his phone. Sometimes he sees the total and asks how it's so high, so I just act dumb and he's too lazy to check. Today the cart was $185 for half a cart. Oh. Snap. Inflation. Huh. Next. Return the items and put the cash in a savings account. Use it to run away. At the end of the transaction, wait until he's not looking and then get $20 cash back. If it helps. I can almost guarantee anyone who heard just felt bad you had an asshole dad. He may not know it, but he's only embarrassing himself. I'll bet this isn't the only jerk thing he does. At least you're getting paid for your labor. I happily go to the self-checkout most of the time I shop. I also happily scan and bag things with the help of whoever of my 3 kids is with me. If your dad is so upset about having to do the work himself, he should have the food delivered. Enjoy the expensive goodies you get and keep blaming inflation. He's only embarrassing himself. Your father is, to be frank, a self-made victim and attention whore. Just stop shopping with him or walk away when you're at the checkout so he actually has to do it. I'm sorry you have to deal with that type of behavior. No child should ever have to feel like a parent when they're with their own parent. Honestly, if you're going that route, Walmart has a surprisingly great selection of mid-range serums in pretty small packages. Grab yourself some hyaluronic acid, peptides, or retinol and call it the chauvinism tax. You know, if you're pushing the cart, you could just go nah and push it through a checkout line with a teller. Right? I approve. Well done. Add as much expensive stuff as you can. He's a dick. Ugh, sounds like my dad. All 4 of his now adult children don't talk to him anymore. This is the kind of behavior that will cause him to lose his relationships with his kids altogether. This is funny. When I was a small kid, me and my brother always added stuff to the groceries just to see if our parents noticed. You may want to see how high you can go. Playing Candy Crush. $5 bag of candy. Rude comment $10 makeup. Self-checkout. $15 magazine. Lol. Scab checkout what? Lolololol, I love this revenge, you're awesome for this. I love your petty revenge. Cold sweat smile rolling on the floor, laughing tears of joy. Keep working your scam, it's brilliant. Take a different attitude, don't let it be embarrassing. Smile every time you scan one of your items and think a little bit of embarrassment for $35 worth of makeup. Deal. With an idiot father like yours, you could do some great stuff for your local food bank. Go you. Love that level of petty. Lol. I love your revenge method. I know it might be hard. Because I was 16 once too. But there's no reason for you to be personally embarrassed over his behavior. The only person looking down on you in those situations is your father. If anyone is paying attention at all, they're judging your father, never you. Sounds like your dad is just lazy, lol, can't blame you for scamming him. Jesus, you father is a sociopath. When you able, leave and never look back. I cannot imagine what you are going through, but it sounds like it will be scaring if you begin to think this kind of behavior is the norm. I used to work at this place that I really loved, but decided to move on because money is better. One of my coworkers said, "Why are you leaving? You love it." I said I'd rather get paid good to be miserable than to work for peanuts. If the only downside is you get a bit embarrassed, I say you're winning. Nice one. Consider it your tip, I feel you. After this he then proceeds to sit or lay in the most inconvenient place, lay. Meanwhile, I literally refuse to let anyone else touch our groceries but me. My wife hates it. I used to try to mess with my mom when we were shopping by putting random things in the cart. The bigger the better. I put a 5-gallon bucket of lard in the cart. It was 4 aisles later when she noticed it. I've done the big canister of Nido formula, etc. Always fun.